After a 4-13 season, the Patriots look to continue to rebuild around young quarterback Drake Maye. So far this offseason, they have brought in experienced coaches such as head coach Mike Vrabel, offensive coordinator Josh McDaniels for his third stint with the Patriots, and defensive coordinator Terrell Williams. All these guys either have a lot of NFL coaching experience, or had great success at previous stints, and proved to be an upgrade over the previous regime. Trust me. What will the Patriots do in March and April to continue to build around Drake Maye and all the other young players? Well, let's dive right in and find out.
Free agency starts March 12th at 4 p.m., the new league year. New England is in an amazing spot, having just under $126 million in cap space, the most in the league. Elliott Wolf should plan to get aggressive this year. We saw what Drake Maye had to go through, getting hit all the time, wide receivers not getting open, defense not getting any pressure at all. I think those three things are the main priorities this offseason. But let's start with our own free agents. This offseason, our top guys include Jonathan Jones, Jacoby Brissett, Dietrich Wise, Austin Hooper, Daniel Quale, and Joey Sly. I think you let Jones and Wise walk. Jones is 32 years old, has no place on a young rebuilding team anymore. I'd rather we just look later on in the draft and try to replace him. He also did not have a good year at all, so it's better we move off of him. Same goes for Wise. 31, doesn't fit the timeline, and just not worth it at this point. As for the guys we keep, you bring back Brissett, Quale, Hooper, and Sly. Brissett is just a veteran option behind center. Look, we're not going to go out and spend a ton of money on a backup like Jameis Winston. I wish we did, but so why not bring him back for roughly $8 to $10 million for one more year? Quale is a solid depth piece to have in rotation behind Barmore when he comes back fully healthy. You're spending roughly $4 million on him for a 1-year deal. Austin Hooper, I think, is a must re-sign. He was a solid tight end 2 and outperformed Henry in a decent amount of games, providing us with a solid 1-2 punch and 12 personnel. We got him for $3 million last year, and I think he resigns for roughly the same amount. And lastly, Joey Sly, a decent kicker for very cheap. Bring him back for 2 years, $3 to $4 million total. That leaves New England with about $105 million in cap space. So who are the top guys New England should target? Well, let's start with trading and signing. Oh, and guys, how could I forget? If you like to play fantasy sports, what better place to do it than Underdog is the place to play if you're a fan looking to cash in all your favorite athletes' performances. While the NFL season is over, there are many other sports to play on. You have the NBA and NHL in full swing. MLB comes back this spring, and in May, the WNBA is back. All you have to do is call your shot on picking higher or lower on 2 or more players' stats for a shot to win real money, up to 1,000 times your entry. If you sign up with code FANATICS, you get a deposit match up to $1,000 in bonus cash, and you get a free pick, a free higher than 0.5 pick to add to your entry. How much easier can it get? It's available in over 30 states, and you are just missing out if you don't sign up for Underdog with code FANATICS. T. Higgins after the Bengals tag him. I estimate it'll take roughly a second-round pick, which I'm very, very happy to give up, and then turn around and pay him $120 million over 4 years. Look, T. Higgins is a stud. In 12 games, he was PFF's 7th-ranked receiver with 911 yards and 10 touchdowns. Contested catch demon, great downfield threat, and rarely drops the ball. A must-get for the Patriots. But if we do not get him, we have to, and I mean have to, get one of the other guys. Chris Godwin, Mari Cooper, Stephon Diggs, Hollywood Brown, DeAndre Hopkins. I don't care. You overpay for a 2-year deal for one of these guys because we just need a solid veteran presence in the wide receiver room. For Drake Maye to feel a connection with a wide receiver was a chance of getting open and actually catching the ball. The next 2 guys are Trey Smith and Cam Robinson. We won't get both, but these 2 guys have to be on our radar. Smith has turned to a cornerstone of the Chiefs' interior offensive line that is just elite. They stole Tooney from us, so why not steal Chief back? I'm completely okay with giving him $30 million a year. Cam Robinson probably is a $20-25 million a year type of tackle. If the Patriots can get either of those guys, it'll set up the offensive line for massive success this year. Imagine interior offensive line of Mike Onwenu and Trey Smith, and maybe David Andrews. Beautiful. Not the best in the league, but beautiful and an upgrade. So let's say about $45 to $55 million left. There are some backup offensive linemen to target if we cannot land one or either of those guys. I would not mind Mekhi Becton. He showed great versatility moving inside a guard for the Eagles. Held him as one of the best blocking offenses. Rams tackle Larry Jackson has done a decent job protecting Matthew Stafford's blindside. Lastly, Brandon Scherf has been injury prone throughout his career, but has put together some strong pass blocking tape with the Jaguars since signing there. He's PFF's 10th ranked guard in terms of pass block. These are all the guys you can get a discount compared to the 2 stars the Patriots should target, and can still make an impact. I do not want the Patriots to go to the draft for offensive line help. Will Campbell and Kelvin Banks are good prospects, but not worth the 4th overall pick in my opinion. So you go to free agency, try to get one of the top guys I mentioned, or 2 of the 3 starting caliber guys like Scherf and Jackson preferably. If we get 2 of the 3, we are likely at $25 million left. This is when we just go for depth pieces on the defensive line. Guys like Edge, Chauncey Goldson, and Derek Barnett are available. Defensive tackle Jaron Reed and Poona Ford are for the interior. Those are the type of guys that can rotate in and make plays in the trenches. Not studs by any means, but role players who can help the squad, allow Keon White to not get demolished every play. Now here comes the draft, where we have 9 picks and 4 in the top 100. At pick number 4, it's simple. You take Abdul Carter if he's available. If he goes top 3, you take Tet McMillan. I think Carter is second coming of Micah Parsons and is someone that we cannot let slip through our hands at number 4. I know we need more wide receivers outside of T. Higgins, but this is a multi-year rebuild. We cannot completely fix the wide receiver core in one offseason. Why not take a chance on a bona fide star and Abdul Carter, who will fix his pass rush, alongside Kevin White will do a great job and will help White show how much he has improved. I mean, Keon stood no chance this season, showing how solid he was because there were no other threats in the pass rushing unit. But he and Carter will be a great duo for years to come. I love Carter, and if he's there and you don't take him, that's something the Patriots will regret for the next decade. A premier pass rusher to grab at pick 4? Come on. If we have to take Tet McMillan, I will not be mad. A big frame pass catcher who compares to Drake London and soon-to-be teammate T. Higgins, I take him with no hesitation. My only fear is his ability to separate the NFL level against physical press coverage. It is something that can be figured out with coaching, but it's still a fear. And for all the other picks, there's 2 scenarios. 1, we have our second round pick. If we have that pick, we must take offensive line, and the one guy that stands out is Donovan Jackson from Ohio State. Member of the National Championship Buckeyes, really showed his versatility this season. After an injury to their left tackle, he moved from left guard to the outside and only allowed 2 pressures in the playoffs. A real steal at pick 38. In the third round, we go wide receiver, like Xavier Restrepo out of Miami, for example. Then a corner, maybe a guy like Darian Porter from Iowa State or Zy Alexander from LSU. 2 large physical corners who can play well on the outside next to Gonzalez. In scenario 2, where we do get T. Higgins, in round 3 we go for O-line and still try to get a wide receiver like Restrepo if he is there. I don't know why, but I really like him. In both scenarios, in round 4 through 7, you continue to grab more offensive linemen, preferably 1 guard and 1 tackle, another pass rusher, and for the last pick maybe a safety or another corner, in any order. But the Patriots should go for offensive line in round 4 and one of the 7th round picks. Now guys, we all have to understand, this is the perfect Patriots offseason, not the completely realistic one. I can see us getting 1 to 2 big names, then a bunch of average role-playing guys, preferably offensive line help. I wouldn't even be mad if we signed a guy like Chase Young, someone who gets 60 plus pressures a year when healthy and can harass the quarterback. Let's just hope Elliot Wolf and Mike Vrabel watch this video and say, wow, this 22-year-old knows more than we do. Let's follow this plan. This offseason is the beginning for a new-look Patriots team. A young star quarterback is in desperate need of help. Let's make sure he gets it, that we can replenish our defense that looks so bad this year. Shout out to Marcus Covington for that.
This will not be a normal outro. I just want you guys to know that. I did some reflecting today. I found out that Drake Maye moved into my town. I live 10 minutes away from Gillette Stadium, and I was like, oh, that's really cool. I did some reflecting, and I looked up how old Drake Maye is. He is 4 months younger than me. 4 months. And I am on the record in a video where I did a therapy session about the Patriots, calling him Pookie. And he is another male, 4 months younger than me. Follow the socials, like the video, subscribe. Thanks, guys.